So let's start off with the intro, which is this. Okay, so we're starting off second finger 12th fret 3rd string, third finger 12th fret 2nd string. Going to play that twice. Then second finger moves down 1 fret to the 11th fret, first finger goes down the 10th fret of the 2nd string, play that twice. Slide that whole shape up so first finger is in the 13th fret, second finger is in the 14th fret. Then you're going to move second finger down to the 12th fret, third finger will go back down to the 12th fret of the 2nd string. And then back to the shape with the first and second finger, first finger in the 10th fret, second finger in the 11th fret. Okay? Okay, second finger is staying down all the time. Now we've got this second finger 11th fret 3rd string, sliding up to the 12th fret, third finger plays 12th fret on the 2nd string, then we play the open thinner string. Very interesting little chord that. Very clever. Sounds fantastic. Then we've got a bit of a jump going. We're going to play the 10th fret on the thinner string twice with the little finger. Could use your first finger and do the jump later, but I'd recommend doing the position shift there. Then first finger is going to bar the thinnest 3 strings of the 7th fret. You're going to play 3rd fret, 2nd fret, 3rd string, 2nd string, thinner string, and then little finger goes down on the 10th fret of the 2nd string. Okay, let me play that whole thing through nice and slow. Now I just noticed that I wasn't sticking with the correct picking motions there, because when I'm playing it really slowly I kind of don't need to, so I'm going to try and do it again now slowly, but managing to keep my picking directions correct, and I'm going to try and talk that through in a second as well. But first of all I'll just play it. So okay, so what's interesting about this is it's starting on beat 2. Okay, that might be a little bit confusing. I must say, when I first transcribed it, I was feeling it as beat 1. There's definitely a beat 2 start. So we end up with this count, and I'll try and do it really slow. It's very difficult, I must admit, to count and play this one at the same time. It's probably one of the harder ones that I've done recently, but I'll give it a go just for you. So if we have this 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Okay, I'll try that one more time. That was right, but just a little bit sketchy. Here we go. 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4. So that also, by the count, gives you the picking directions. I'll just mention picking directions now this time. So down, up, 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 down, 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 slide down, up, 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 down, down. Okay, it's really important that you get that right, because the feeling of this hand, that feeling of continuous motion is really important for locking into the groove, particularly later on in the song, I think. So worth getting to grips with it now. I'll do it one more time with the count, real nice and slow. So 2, 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Okay, great riff. I mean, a really, really nice thing, particularly when you grasp that it's starting on beat 2. If you're playing in a band, that could be throwing people off, but now you know. Okay, let's look at the rest of the intro now. It's kind of the main riff of the tune, I guess, is the way I hear it, but it's this part. really nice playing here. Third finger, third string, 9th fret, twice, and then second finger, 8th fret on the second string, back to the 9th fret. First finger, 7th fret on the thinner string, which is making the top part of an E minor triad. Hopefully you recognize that. Then open string, twice open thinner string, then 8th fret with the second finger, little finger plays the 10th fret on the second string, okay? One, two, and three, and four, and one, and two, and three, four. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, 4. Down, down, up, 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 down, 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 up, 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 down, down. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, 4. Okay, it's not a particularly difficult riff, you know, fingers wise, but getting the rhythm right and getting the picking right is a little bit tricky. I must say, this kind of riff, I haven't found a clear video of Johnny Marr playing, so he might be going using all down picks. I'm not exactly sure, but the alternate picking idea of picking down on the beats and up on the ands is a very good starting point, at least. It'd be up to you if you wanted to change it. So that's it. It just does that once there on the A minor, then it starts the same. Then we've got this little slide. The shape is the same. So we're starting off the second finger, 10th fret, third finger in the 11th fret, strings 2 and 3. And it's played twice, slides back 2 frets, and then played again. This is for the intro. The verses are slightly different there, but now the rest of the intro. Very much like the little thing that we've got right at the beginning. So 11 to 12 slide on the second finger, third string. Then 12th fret on the second string, third finger. Then we play those notes again. Okay. Then 10th and 11th fret. Slide it up to the 13th, 14th fret. It's a little kind of a muty bit there. Happens in the intro as well. I don't think I've counted it out on the rhythmic count through that I did, but it's there. 13, 14, mute, the 12s, and back to the 10 and 11. Okay. Then we got again that little slide, 11 to 12, 12 on the second string, open thinner string, then little D triad, 7, 7, 10. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that section with the riff and that ending part. 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. There's that little gap there at the end. Little bit tricky, like I said, but it's totally worth checking out that, and it's really lovely part once you get it under your fingers. Took me a few goes, I won't lie. It's not it's not an easy tune, but it's all of the really good stuff's not easy, generally speaking. Anyway, let me play that intro now, just all of the way through, and then we'll start talking about the verses. So it's this. Okay, let me give you a playthrough of the verse now, and then I'll go through and describe what's going on. Sounds like this. really, really tasty part, this one. So the riff starts exactly the same. But then instead of doing the slide back and back up, instead of that we play open E string, open B string. So open thinnest, open second string, which is a transition to allow us to get down to our little G chord here. So we have this. Now we've got second finger, third fret of the third string sliding up one fret. Then first finger, third fret, second string, open G string, that's the third string twice. Back to the third fret again, then open G, we'll talk about the rhythm of this in a second, then open thinner string, then the third fret again on the second string. Again, getting the picking right will really help with this. Down, slide, down, 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 up, up, down, 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 slide, down, 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 up, up, down, down, down. 1 and 2, 3, 4 and 1 and 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2, 3, 4 and 1 and 2, 3, 4. Okay, it just does that once. The second time through starts almost the same, so we're starting with the second finger, third fret of the third string, sliding at one fret up to the fourth, then first finger, third fret on the second string, open G string, that's the third string, open fourth string, then we're jumping up to the seventh fret. Now I'm using my second finger on the seventh fret of the second string and my first finger on the seventh fret of the third string. We play seventh fret on the second string twice, then the seventh fret on the third string, then the open E string, the thinner string, then the seventh fret on the second string. Beautiful again, especially with this chorus. Lovely, lovely sound. Now that's the fingering I've got because I feel like it's easier to get to this shape, which is how the riff repeats around. I've seen a couple of videos of Johnny playing it. It appears that he's using his third finger. It's not difficult to make the change from this. It's not like you don't have time to do it, but for me, I just found using first and second fingers was a little easier for the transition. But again, you know, it's totally your call. So the first riff starts the same, but we use the open strings to transition to this G chord. Let me play that through for you nice and slowly if I can manage to count it, because this is about the 10th time I've had to do it and I keep getting the count wrong. It's a little bit awkward. Here we go. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2, 3, 4 and 1 and 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2, 3, 4 and 1 and 2, 3, 4. Okay, you can again, the count will help you out with the picking there, but it's all about getting that rhythm right. Really lovely part, and it repeats that around a lot. The verse starts with this when he's still doing that. But note when we come back to the verse in the second part of the song, second verse, it starts with. Okay, that's where it starts back on the verse, okay, for the second verse. But the very first verse is starting with. I mean, you're going to have to be listening to a tune like this to be able to play it, because there's too much going on to just be relying on me telling you stuff. So into the chorus now, and the chorus part, as I kind of mentioned in the intro, I only know about this part because I managed to find what's called a stem, so the isolated guitar part. The actual chords are C to D. I think I've seen videos of Johnny Marr using this type of D chord, which is just a C shape moved up 2 frets. You could use regular D if you want. Then E minor to A7 to C, A7 to E minor. That would be the chord sequence. That would be what's going on. However, the part that I'm going to show you, which is a lovely part, is this. I mean, it's such a clever part, this. Starting off with just a C triad, really. So 10th fret with the 3rd finger on the 4th string, 9th fret, 2nd finger, 3rd string, 8th fret, 1st finger, 2nd string. Okay, it's just the middle part of this C bar chord. And we play 4th string, 3rd string, 2nd string, 3rd string. Then we play, which is it's essentially really a B minor, functioning as a D6 because we've got a D bass note. So 3rd finger in the 9th fret of the 4th string, 1st finger holding down 2nd and 3rd strings at the 7th fret. We're just going to play 4th string, 3rd string, 2nd string, 3rd string again. Then we slide that shape up to so 1st finger is in the 12th fret, and we're going to play 14th fret with the 3rd finger, 12th fret, 12th fret, then open B. I think the open string he's playing to transition to the next, which is this lovely A9 chord here. 2nd finger, 12th fret of the 5th string, 1st finger, 11th fret of the 4th string, 3rd finger, 12th fret of the 3rd string, little finger, 12th fret on the 2nd string. It's like a common kind of funk thing, but used beautifully here. Then to this C add 9, which is the same as the first chord but with little finger added on the 10th fret of the thinner string. Now we go to this other A7. So this is the same as the other one. Little finger was on the 12th fret of the 2nd string. Now we're going to skip the 2nd string and move little finger down onto the thinnest string. Okay, that pattern one more time. Now we've got this funky bit. I mean, how cool is that, just to come into that, off all of those arpeggios in this song, into a kind of a funk groove. Thick, low E string, played once. It's this E minor 7, so barring the 7th fret, 1st finger, the thinnest 5 strings, and adding 2nd finger down on the 8th fret of the 2nd string, 3rd finger on the 9th fret of the 4th string. It's an E minor 7. So we got down pick on the open string, then down, up, then lift off 2nd and 3rd finger, so it's just the bar. We're going to do 3 strums on that. Down, up, up, and there's a little mute. Notice here the release of the chord. So I'm playing the chord, I'm just releasing the grip on the chord so that the notes stop. It's not where they all ring out together. It's a little bit more of a staccato feel. Now this is a C with an E bass, so 1st finger is covering the 5th fret, strings 2, 3 and 4, and 3rd finger goes in the 7th fret of the 5th string. Move that shape up 2 frets for D with an F sharp bass. Okay, now when it's doing the stop, okay, it's just stopping on the and after 4. Okay, when you get a stop on that part at the end of the chorus. Let me play that right the way through twice. Man, it's just killer. It's quite a bit, later in the song, it just repeats around that section right until the end. So get used to the idea of that cycling. It doesn't go back to that verse section again. And I think that's pretty much this tune. So I know you guys are going to ask about the sound as well, because the sound ain't normal, right? I'm using a Strat. Pretty sure Johnny was playing it on a Jaguar. I have a Jaguar, but it's a real pig and it never goes in tune, so I'm not going to be getting that one out for today. But I found I could get the sound reasonably close. It's not exact, but by using the... Well, in fact, I thought I was on the middle pickup, but it appears that I'm on the split humbucker and the middle pickup together. Either I've knocked it accidentally or that was what I chose. It was a little while ago, and I've since had lunch and forgotten. But anyway, it sounds reasonably close. The amp that I'm using is a Fender. I'm using the Kemper Profiler, but I'm using a Fender Profile from a Fender Deluxe amplifier, which it seems to be quite close. I did turn the gain down a little bit to clean it up because it was a little bit dirty. There's also a very obvious chorus effect on it. Okay, so I used a vintage chorus sound, and I had to put the rate and depth at about half, but it's very different depending on what chorus unit you're using as to the amount that you use. So you just need to play and then turn your chorus on and experiment with the rate and experiment with the depth until it sounds like the record. That's what I do. That's how you can do it as well. There's not bigger secret than that. There's also a little bit of delay on it as well, and I was struggling a bit to get the delay sounding right. I've gone for about a 400 millisecond delay, a little bit like a slapback, but there's an extra repeat, so 3 repeats. And I set the mix on that pretty low, I think like 20% or something, not very high up in the mix. So that's a good starting point, at least anyway. I don't think I've really nailed the sound down, but with all of these things, when you're trying to emulate the sound of something, it helps. Obviously, you can watch a couple of videos, find out what guitar they're playing or what type of amp, but really it's just experimenting and trying. I go through, try a whole bunch of different amp profiles until I find the one that seems to sound a bit like it, Same with effects. I can recognize that there's a chorus or a delay or a particular type of reverb or whatever, but then it's just a little bit trial and error, and it's what I'd encourage you guys to do as well. Not to say, oh, I want the settings, because the settings are particularly like chorus effects pedals. Like every different chorus pedal, the rate at 50% is going to be completely different, even probably on 2 chorus pedals with the same manufacturer. So you have to be aware of that and use your ears to try and guide you on getting your sound right. I can't think of what else you might ask about this tune. Oh, if you're going to play along with the original recording, because it's some of the parts are fairly complex and the changes between the sections are a little tricky. Really good thing is to be practicing along the original recording at a less than full speed. So I already mentioned I used this software called Transcribe to change the pitch, and I lowered it considerably to get it into normal tuning. But when I was learning the tune, after I'd kind of transcribed it, I knocked the speed down to I think 65 or 70%. And I played along with it at that speed to try and get the feel right and try and, get used to moving between the different sections, because otherwise, you can always feel like you're kind of chasing it. And this kind of tune, you want to be sitting in the groove, not chasing the groove. So doing it a bit slower will help you develop that feeling rather than just feeling like you're always kind of playing catch up with the original recording. So definitely, any songs that are technically challenging at all for you definitely want to practice it slower first and really get settled on it, and then gradually move it up to full speed. Hope you've enjoyed this lesson. I sure have enjoyed doing this one, and I'll see you for plenty more very soon. Don't forget to check the community tab over on YouTube, because I'm putting song requests up there and doing live transcribing. So subscribe to my channel and hit the little bell so you get notified when I'm going live doing transcribing performances. Going to be doing some songwriting shortly as well, and production and arranging and that kind of stuff. At least that's planned. And I'm sure you'll enjoy it. I'll see you for plenty more very soon. You take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.